Out of the dusty and clustered urban settlements of Mzansi, townships are born, culture is born. We not raised by the invasions of 1652, laws of 1948, and the Act of 1950. Although we are systematic casualties, we remain steadfast and pregnant with ideas, visions, and the urge to exceed the wider gates that lead to destruction. It's 2023. Classified culture is born. We are delighted to serve you.
Scarcity fight. Hayi vele sesicalile ke.
Premium content is back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Classified Culture Podcast. And as you can see, we're not in the studio today. We're broadcasting live from an unidentified location, which is fitting for our topic today, right? So according to NQF, SAC, South African Qualifications Authority, we are NQF level 10. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And our BEE score is level 1 in terms of our content. And it's exclusive, guys, and expensive. And please, if you haven't, please, we suggest that you upgrade. And as is the norm, guys, I'm not doing this alone. I'm doing it with my brother, Table. Let's do this, man.
Yeah, it was a big fish, man.
I'm good, man.
I'm also
It's
good.
nice not to be in the studio.
Yeah. Once this is our first time shooting outside. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are in the I say the vicinities of nice life things.
Unidentified. But I'm sure there's guys that know
Yeah,
where we
I
are.
hope you guys enjoy the view.
Yeah.
We decided to change location today because we needed something to entice our audience.
And it's also fitting,
Yeah,
but the topic that we have today is very fitting for us.
yeah,
From this
100%,
location.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, welcome, Classified Culture Podcast. Don't forget, guys, hit us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and then you can also subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Yeah, your contributions means a lot. Our subscribers keep on increasing every time, so it means a lot, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some people that says that our podcast is not your typical podcast, right?
100%,
And then after that,
100%.
to that, sometimes we do discriminate on the basis of IQ. Okay? No,
Wow.
we do. Not
Wow.
all the time.
No,
But sometimes
I don't
we
like
do.
that. I don't like what you
Okay,
say.
then can I change it?
Yeah, say something.
Okay, it's for the academically elite.
Nah, why? Like your terms today, like they seem to be a bit like
Yeah.
saying, oh, there's some audiences that we feel like
No,
and they might
definitely.
feel ostracized as well.
No. Actually, like it's really for everyone.
I think it's for people who want knowledge.
People that wanna be
People want to be informed
Yeah.
and engaged in topics that we
Absolutely.
touch
Certainly
on.
agree with you, man.
So yeah,
Yeah.
nonetheless, I mean, here we are today.
No, here we are, dude. And by the way, dude, we are not here alone. Our crew is here.
Yeah.
Simply the Vision is here. Sai the Vision is here. Zepa, who was reinstated last week, has been fired again because he's absent.
Nah, I told you about that guy, man.
Should we forget about him?
I told you. I told you from the start. But nonetheless, yeah, we're here, man. And I know what I've gotta say something, man.
Say it.
This view is fucking amazing.
Dude.
Like
Yo.
can
Yeah.
like it's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just giving those vibes, I mean,
It's not giving. I nearly said that country. I don't wanna be.
I should say the name,
It's giving Bongan. It's not
Yeah.
giving Bongan.
So guys, yeah, I mean, like we excited to shoot here today.
Yeah.
They've allowed us and given us the space.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd like to thank the place as well. I mean, for those who know, they'll know.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you see,
Yeah.
there'll be boats and jet skis passing behind.
So
So
we just want to say special shout out to Holady and Mpo
yeah,
for allowing us, to invade their space, basically,
100%,
and to
100%.
broadcast our podcast from this beautiful, location. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%.
Leading up to this conversation or this topic for today, dude, it has been hectic, right? I'm sure you can agree.
And guys, don't forget episode
Yeah.
5. Please, guys, let's just try to push that. There's some
Please.
great content in there.
Yeah.
Some great content. Yeah.
Yeah. So last week we were discussing, what were we discussing last week?
You mean on the podcast?
Yeah.
We're talking about township economy.
Township economy.
Yeah.
How are our numbers looking there?
That's what I'm saying. I'm giving people, a shout
But
out.
leading to this, but for us to be able, to actually put that show out, dude, it was a lot of work. But so many things went wrong there.
Yeah. I mean, post production is a bit of a problem. So yeah, if there's anything that is not at that satisfactory level for you guys, I mean, it's nothing wrong with
We
it.
sincerely apologize, but we know that you guys understand, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
the big fish.
yeah.
Since we're here, man, I want to know what you're feeling.
I'm so
Coming
excited,
here
man.
to record today. How's your feeling?
I'm so excited. The real team is here.
Yes,
Sydney
sir.
PSI
Yes,
is
sir.
here. You are here. I enjoy, spending time with you guys, and I love the fact that we take our content very seriously. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
So I really, really am so excited to what we're going to bring the people today, because, like I said, it's NQF level 10. You know what I
100%,
mean?
brother.
So if you can
100%.
grasp a thesis, then definitely please listen to this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
But how are you feeling, dude?
yeah, we all excited, man. For me, as you said, like the previous episode is kind of difficulty, but we managed that. So I'm really really like excited by being here. It's a beautiful place. Where to drive to get here, which is a bit distant.
Sure.
But finally, man, through our determination, through our
Absolutely.
perseverance,
Yeah.
we're a team, we work together, but we made it here. So I'm really excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to share, today's show and today's topic, and I
Yeah.
feel like it will be more befitting because of, why we're here.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. So are we doing Kasi shout outs today?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I wanted to ask,
Like
but
it has become like the norm.
but then
So like we don't want to leave other provinces out.
yeah,
Let's Northwest.
I don't know anything in Northwest. I don't wanna lie.
No, come on, dude.
I don't wanna lie.
Location.
No, I don't know any
You did
location.
Brits, right?
Yeah, Brits, yeah, but it wasn't in a location. I don't know if Brits is a location or what.
Come on, dude.
I'm gonna give
Okay,
it to
Limpopo.
you.
Can you name like a few go Limpopo?
Yeah, maybe Shego.
Yeah.
Good guy. Is what's that place?
What?
Polokwane. I don't know. Maybe there's some townships
Yeah,
there.
Polokwane, like it's a town, and then Seshiko is a township.
Yeah, maybe Tzanini,
Yeah.
Bogian, Bomalamlela,
With respect, of course.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like the way that they're just shouting their name is like Kiani. Like
No, it's Gian, Gian.
like shows a bit of some respect.
What do you mean?
Anyway, so
Anyway, not to waste any more time.
Northwest, we've got Tabani, we've got Gigi, we've got Khielut,
Yeah, bro.
we've got Puking,
Yeah,
we've got Kotlogwing, we've got Gomafiking, we've got Blackstop. So thank you very much for tuning in, dude. We're here for you.
100%.
Yeah, let's do this table. What are we discussing today?
Today's topic is basically, it's something that I feel like we know about, but we never discuss. But I think the location here, our location today to where we're shooting,
Yeah.
away from studio, is kind of like gonna give a clear idea to
Perspective, yeah.
So today's topic, guys, is really about township. Sorry about that, guys. I mean,
I'm sure they understand.
yeah, you understand. So we'll try to know.
We'll try
Anyway,
ways.
Today's
Yeah.
topic, guys, is about township
Tourist
tourism
attractions, yeah.
and attractions and entertainment industry in our townships. So hence that's why we're here. And
Yeah. So David, there's something that I want us to discuss.
yes, sir.
Just the idea of a township on its own, it's very fascinating.
Mhm.
For those tourists that they want to learn,
Yeah,
about
yeah.
other people's cultures, about how did people in the first place end up being in a township. Just the idea of a township, it's a uniquely, South African, idea, and it's something which is very interesting.
100%,
You
bro.
know what I mean? Because of the history that we have. I wonder like what you have to say about that.
No, like our history, especially like I think because we're gonna cover like mostly parts of Soweto.
Yeah.
So I feel like Soweto is so much blessed with history, man.
Yeah.
It's got a rich history. It's got rich people that lived there.
Prominent people that were born go Soweto.
Yeah, and some of like that's why I'm saying when you uncover this topic, it's probably gonna make sense.
Yeah.
But in spite of that, I really like enjoy the topic that we're gonna discuss, and I
Yeah.
think it will give people like bit of information
Yeah.
as to some of the things that we'll be discussing. So
Yeah.
yeah, really, really excited. It's just these boats.
Nah, dude, don't worry. So So one thing
fuck.
about tourism is
But
that
anyway, yeah.
tourism actually brings money into the country or a certain
100%.
location. It contributes a lot, in terms of like revenue, in terms of GDP as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at our township, because of our history, dude, our township are one of those things that push in terms like of tourism, especially Soweto, because like demographics in Soweto, it's 1.2 million if I'm not mistaken, but it could be more.
Yeah, it could be
It
more.
could be more.
Could be more.
But townships, like I said, they're very fascinating because not only you've got this group of people that were placed there because of the Act such as Group Areas Act, but
Yeah.
people they need to know that it's not only divisions in terms of race, but it's divisions as well. In terms of ethnic groups, in terms of
Tribes.
groups, as well.
Yeah.
There's something that I want to read today. I just want to pick up your brain about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna read. It's according to LSN Aula from Nelson Mandela University, right? And this is what he said about the township tourism.
Mm-hmm.
It says that township tourism has created contradicting views amongst researchers with two different school of thoughts emerging, right?
Okay.
So the one school holds that township tourism exploits the poor and uses their living condition as a tourist attraction, okay, while the other school of thought suggests that it's a tool to improve the local economy by combating poverty and encouraging understanding of how other people live. So what do you think about this, two, school of thoughts regarding tourism?
I would say that I do agree with them,
Yeah.
mainly because at the first as that I've seen that happen, and at some point while I was growing up and seeing tourism happening around townships, I would sometimes like I'd see especially places like because that's where I would mostly see it, Cliptown, right? So Cliptown, you'd see tourists coming in and just getting there inside the townships,
Yeah.
filming the people that are there,
Yeah.
taking photographs of them.
But
For which I felt that these
it's
people,
unethical.
yeah, and they don't even get consent for doing that.
Yeah, and they're kind of like the objects, the
Exactly.
objectifying people's
And
poverty.
those are people, real
Yeah.
people. Those are real lives that they live in. That's their reality every day.
Yes.
So it was a bit somehow not nice, but somehow I'd say that yes, they are exploiting that. I'd agree with that statement.
I don't know. I wonder what does this have to do in terms of the ethics of tourism?
Well,
Because like they would like, for example, can you go to an like affluent suburb like Four Ways or Sandton and just taking photos of people
wow,
randomly?
that
Can
would
you do
never
that?
happen.
So what gives this tourist, you know what I mean, that girl, to be able just to
Because
go there in places like Cliptown and start taking pictures of random of people who are living their lives?
that's why I said, it's a bit of exploitation of that poverty line that exists in the townships.
Yeah.
And also too, I think that one is that we do have tourist guides, that obviously escort these tourists. So for them, taking them to such places,
Yeah.
that would suggest that they want to show that part of townships that is still not under that is still underdeveloped, that's still like informal, in that kind of sense. So I do sometimes blame that.
Yeah.
And also that I think it's just to come and show that when they go abroad and possibly they'll be like, okay, this is
South
what we
Africa is
show.
very poor.
Yeah, you understand, that's how they make the image of
Yeah.
of our townships.
Because
And
the whole concept of the essence of tourism, it's basically branding, your township,
100%,
so that you
100%.
guys can attract, tourists, and have revenue and contribute towards the economy and GDP. So what we're actually selling by tourism, we're selling culture, we're selling
True.
language, we're selling historical, monuments.
100%, 100%, bro.
In some instances, we're selling religion. You know what I mean? But I guess in terms of Soweto, the most things that we're selling in Soweto, I think, is the culture and is the history itself. You know what I mean? So I just want to read something, further. There's, a writer, I think it's Katie and Maggio. In 2011, they wrote here that township tourism has also been described further as slummy
True.
tourism and philanthropic tourism, right? And some authors they refer to township tourism as poverty tourism, whereby poverty is used as tourism attraction.
Attractions.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's something that I feel like has been, used in a sense now that it's also a market
Mm,
for these tourist guides. It's like, oh, for these tourist entities that bring these people in.
mm.
But then at some point we have to look at the demographics and to say, are we really? I heard you say that it was also philanthropic, and I wanted to ask, in what sense is that philanthropy?
Well, because like obviously you will see a lot of homes, kokasi,
But how though?
and then they display like those people that look like they are suffering, or some of them are legitimately suffering. But
They are, they are.
for people that mean well on one side and the others that want to post, they will go out there and take images of those people, giving them food and whatever, claiming that it's philanthropic work.
Well, I hardly ever get to see that, and
Yeah, I've seen it,
you've seen it
happening, quite a lot.
quite a lot.
Especially cookers. Yeah, you find people taking like a bunch of children or a certain home. They take videos and pictures of them delivering food, and stuff like that, and
That
claim
too
that
is a problem
they
for
are
me.
doing philanthropic work. You know what
That
I mean?
too for me is a problem. Like, why do you have to document?
And some of them are companies. Some of them are just legitimate donors.
Why do you have to document what you're doing for your philanthropy work? Like,
Yeah, I mean, why do you have to? What's up,
that's
Panyazali Swifi? Yeah,
what do you mean?
like it's because like Panyaza like was once in trouble, dude. Like
For
Twitter
doing
just
that?
came for Panyaza because like I think there was a donation
Yeah,
of I don't want to call them the pets. Is there a better English?
sanitary.
Sanitary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like there was images or a video, of those girls, coming to the podium and like receiving, their orders, if I
Wow.
may. And people
Wow.
were mad, like, Panyaza, how
I
could
would
you
be
do
mad
that?
too.
It's
Like,
supposed to be something which is private.
yeah, I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
why expose, such conditions of people that they face and that man? I mean, it's like this thing is not a trophy.
Yeah.
It's not something that should be like, documented or,
Yeah.
especially when you speak about a podium, like
Yeah.
it's not something like, it's something that is a necessity.
Like Medalia Hauki, yeah. There's your
That
sanitary,
it's it's it's
pad.
it's 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 something
You've
that
ended.
it's a sanitary thing, and it's something that
Private.
yeah, it's private, something
Yeah.
that like women need or young girls need, because they can't afford. So you have to do that in like private. I
Yeah.
felt that was a problem
It's
though.
a bit insensitive, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's why I have a problem with people that
Yeah.
actually say that they do philanthropical work,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like they document themselves, like they
On
make
Twitter,
sure,
on
like they
Instagram.
fly everywhere,
Yeah.
and so that they get these comments or these likes that just say, "Oh, you have such a good heart," "Oh, I love what you're doing." I feel like if you really want to do such change,
Mm.
then do it because you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, if people document you, then it's fine. Not you having your whole crew,
As long as it has like dignity.
because sometimes that's what it do. It
Yeah.
dignifies the people that they're trying to help.
Yeah. So like where do we draw the line? Because we need people that are going to assist our communities. But then at the same time, we need ethics. We need these people to be
100%.
respected. So where can we draw the line here?
I think it's going back to, looking at our moral compass.
Yeah.
We need to check that and where we are as society, especially as black people, how
Yeah.
we view ourselves, how we view another black person.
Yeah.
I think that's very paramount, and it's very important that we look at that.
Mm.
I think that will change our whole perception of, how we do things, how we
The
conduct
spirit of
ourselves.
Ubuntu, guys.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
That for me is just like something that I feel it's very important that we look at, because I feel like we're losing that, and the more the years go by, the more we lose that.
Yeah, but the other thing about philanthropic work is that people are trying to avoid being taxed, because there is
100%.
a tax benefit when
Yeah,
you're doing
that
philanthropic
when
work.
it falls under
You save
shade.
on tax, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it falls
So
under
there's that element as well that you must not forget about.
Yeah, well, I guess
Yeah,
so.
but without sounding like we're diverting, Tim, let's get
Yeah,
straight to it,
let's
dude.
get straight to
You know
it.
what I mean? We're talking about tourism today, and then we want to sell our beautiful township, and then
100%.
it's a beautiful brand. It's known throughout the world. It has produced the best people. So now one of those best people that lived in Soweto is Charlotte McCrack.
Shout out McLeke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Charlotte McCrack, I'm sure you do.
I do know Shalom McLeke. I
Yeah.
think she lived got clipped down, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and also there's like a hospital. I think many people
We're
know.
covering a lot of clip down there.
It just comes about the history, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's monumental places,
Yeah,
and
it is.
we need to let our viewers know that, this is what
Yeah.
research that we
And the one
do.
that is buried at Nansfield, Cemetery,
Nashville Cemetery.
not far from, her house.
Yeah, it's not that far. But
Yeah.
I think because that cemetery has kind of like been abandoned
Yes.
in a sense. That's how I
Yeah.
feel though,
Yeah.
because
But it's one of the tourist attractions there.
it is true.
So the people go to, her cemetery, and then they also go to her house.
Yeah.
And it's one of those busiest places, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so for our young viewers, guys, if you wanna know more about Charlotte McGregor,
Yeah.
just don't know I think you know the hospital, but there's more to her
Yeah.
than that. I think you wanna share that fact about her,
Yeah.
being
She was the first black woman to graduate with a university degree in South Africa with
100%.
BSc, from from Wilberforce University, Ohio in 1903.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, so McGregor attended the formal, launch of the South African Native National Congress in Bloemfontein in 1912. For those that don't know the South African, National Native Congress, it is now called the ANC.
Yeah.
So,
We're
she was one of those
fooling
few
our young
women.
viewers, yeah. And some that might be old, because one thing I've noticed is that people don't, actually know history
Yeah,
or probably they've forgotten. I don't know, but
yeah,
I think because sometimes what I love when people, give us reviews that I meet like on the street or like, people I've known is that the first thing that they always say is that, your podcast is informative.
of course. No,
You
thank
understand?
you.
And I'm like, yeah, I love when people say that because that's what you're
Absolutely.
trying to do. You're trying to inform, educate,
Yep.
and to be as real and as authentic as we can be,
Yeah. So think about this thing. In 1912,
hmm
in the height of patriarchy, then you have these women like Charlotte McGregor being present, in a formidable, party like the ANC. She was there in 1912, and she was part, of those leaders, that were there and formed, what we call ANC today.
hmm
And one thing also about Charlotte McGregor that she's the founder of the Bantu Women's League, which is now called African National Congress Women's League. And
Yeah.
we know that, some of the leaders of Women's League are people like Winnie Mandela. So that was formed by Charlotte McGregor.
I mean, that's quite dope from her, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite
I'm
100%.
not sure about, the current leaders of ANC Women's League. Do you know
I don't know. I think the last,
Tabile Dlamini was the
yeah,
last
that's
that
the
we
last
knew?
one that I knew, like, so, I guess, man, because things are shifting so fast, people are sort of like no longer interested in politics in that sense, like, knowing the cabinet and that much, but, I would love, I probably think we should have researched that on our own, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so, Michelle McGregor was, one of like the greatest, as you say.
Mm,
And guys, please go try and visit that place. It's one of you learn a lot about
mhm.
her history, and it's one of those things that we cover in terms of like political attractions and monuments.
Yeah.
And I think who's the next one that we're gonna talk about now?
Still remaining with Charlotte McGregor. So during the Women's Month in August 2010,
Oh yeah.
grave, Tahai, Lillian Go,
Lillian
Helen
Go, yeah,
Joseph,
and Helen
were
Joseph.
declared national heritage sites.
Yeah. Because I think they were the core of
Yeah,
the National Women's Day.
absolutely. The Antipas
Yeah,
demonstrations
yeah.
in the 1950s, there were
Was
those
it
women.
59?
Yeah. Around 1959, 1956.
Somewhere there, no?
Yeah, I'm speaking one correction here. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, I do know they were the forefront and
yeah.
they're very exceptional.
And they were still on Kliptown. You know that, the Freedom Charter was actually like formed there at Kliptown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One that guides our
yeah. Our
constitution.
constitution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something that I think that's why even now it's still like Cape Town is still a monument place.
But
Like
they don't take care of it. Eh?
ish.
Maybe they want to give tourists an idea that this is how it used to look like. So that it can be more authentic. I do not know. But it seems like they are deliberately.
You do have a point there. You
Yeah,
do have a
so
point.
they're deliberately doing it on purpose, not developing that place.
But I don't know.
Because they try to revamp it with the Walter Sisulu Square, with
Yeah.
but still there's no maintenance.
And there's also like KYP, the Cape Town Youth Program,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a bit of both because at the same time, there's still informal settlements there. It kind of makes the place,
Yeah.
look, a bit raggedy.
Yeah.
And also, yes, as you just mentioned, they tried to, revamp the place in terms of the
Mm.
Walter Sisulu Square, and they even tried to make like, trading for hawkers there a bit better.
Absolutely. Yeah, they really, really
They
tried.
tried, and
But it's just not
and
giving it.
I think if you've seen after the looting, like
Then it became worse.
yeah, it's just like those shops are empty, bro.
Yeah. So
It's
about the
crazy.
freedom charters that people from different, races,
Yeah.
during the defiance campaign in the 1950s in South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
they came and then they adopted in 1955 the Freedom Charter.
Yeah, yeah.
So some of the contents of the Freedom Charter is that people must govern, and then the South African land belongs to all those who live in it. So
100%.
obviously, people they criticize that as selling out. You know what I mean? But those are the contents, of the Freedom Charter. Basically, in defiance campaign of the apartheid government.
Yeah.
So a very, very important location, clip down. It is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I feel like, it is.
Yeah.
It's even still standing even now, and I think it will be further for more. I just wish that, it can get some sort of development to also accommodate the history that it has, but not to just, say that
Maybe they don't want to improve it.
it looks, yeah, like what
because-
you say
Yeah.
is that okay, it looks this way, so we're just gonna want to keep it this way,
Yeah.
so that tourists come and actually perceive it as that way. But I
Yeah.
think we
in its original form.
yeah, like those
original
kind of
state,
things. But
Even though things have
we're a
changed.
growing nation. We're a growing nation. We should be part of that change. Development
Yeah.
is very important. Infrastructure is development. It is very important.
Yeah.
And also teaching our young ones, about such places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And among the people that were removed, from places like Sophia Town in the 1950s, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them was Miriam Makeba's, mother.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that Miriam Makeba was exiled, for 30 years.
Yeah.
And she lived in different, countries.
Mm-hmm.
US, Guinea, different countries. And she only returned in South Africa, I think around 1991, 92.
Was it 92?
92, innit?
I think so.
And some people may be wondering why do we speak about Miriam Makeba? Because Miriam Makeba, when she came back to South Africa, obviously she knew by that time that their mother and their family basically was being removed from, I forgot the name of the township, but it is somewhere closer to Sophia Town. There in town there. Prospect Township.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think they were moved to Mzimhlophe. So Miriam Makeba's mother was actually buried at Mansfield, cemetery. And a lot of people didn't know about that. So when she returned to South Africa straight from the airport, she actually went to her mother's grave at Mansfield cemetery.
That was something else, man.
Yeah.
You really gotta commend her. Oh, oops, sorry for that.
Yeah.
You really gotta commend her for that. I mean, like I wouldn't think like it was a good time for her. I mean, obviously with what went through historically,
Yeah.
against the birthday regime, man.
Because to remember that Miriam Makeba couldn't bury her mother.
That's what I'm saying.
It was banned. by the
It's
apartheid
something
government.
that it's quite sad, and
Yeah.
to have her actually come back and only just to visit her graveside.
Dude.
Yeah, it must have been quite sad.
Yeah.
And very surreal for her. I mean, you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
man.
So they were like still about talking about the prominent people that come from Kasiaro and Anton.
Mm-hmm.
There's various ones. There's a lot, guys. But when I talk about people like Nelson Mandela,
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela was not born in Soweto, of course. Was born in the Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
But then we know that he spent so much of his time. In fact, when he returned, from prison, before he became president, he spent, a couple of days there. Go Orlando, win.
Oh yeah. Is it Orlando East, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orlando. Is it not Orlando West?
Was it,
Sydney. Ke Orlando East, Orlando West, Dako Mandela. Are you
Yeah.
sure? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, Orlando
East,
East. I
yeah.
thought East is on the other side, yeah. Orlando Stadium.
No. I
And then
think
that side ke Orlando West. Are you sure? It's Orlando
West,
West.
isn't it?
Yeah, because East is on the
Yeah.
other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, earlier Orlando Stadium. Yeah,
This one
anyway.
never gives us proper information.
Yeah, so go Orlando West. He spent some time there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that we can speak about. Nelson Mandela.
I think that house that he used to live in
Yeah.
was I don't know which year it was turned
Mhm.
into like a museum.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's also got a rich history about him when you go there. I mean,
Yeah.
they've put up
And David, do you know that one of our crew members, right?
yeah.
His father was actually at the helm, of that particular house and turning it into a museum. Obviously, we're not going to name him
Yeah, I did know.
for security reasons.
Yeah, 100%. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. I mean, that's cool, man. That's fucking dope.
I nearly said
We
his
see
name,
you.
guys. I was
Yeah.
so close to saying it.
It's yeah, but we know.
We'll pretend as if. Yeah. And then Winnie Mandela.
Winnie Mandela, yeah,
In fact, Winnie Mandela stayed go Orlando West up until her death, throughout her entire life.
yeah. That's why when you start, I think passing through Caroline, there's like that wall that they made,
Yeah.
like it's like
Dude, if you
paintings
mention Caroline, you are definitely from Soweto.
100%.
Like Elof Street Dago period.
Yeah, I don't know,
Elof.
No.
Okay.
Let's not try that.
Then we've got Desmond Tutu.
Desmond Tutu.
I think Desmond Tutu Tebo was born somewhere called Blackstop, Northwest.
Yeah.
But then we know that Lena Onadula ku Orlando West. In the same street, Yamandel.
Yeah, it's the only street in I think, is it the world? I think it's the world. In the whole world to have two Nobel Peace Prize winners, guys.
Absolutely.
That's
It's called Vilakazi Strt.
That's just
Those who don't know,
amazing.
but we're gonna talk about it later on.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Walter
Sisulu.
Yeah.
I know that there's a home Yakayeko. I'm not sure if it's
There's also like a clinic which is named after him and Mandela.
Yeah.
It's called Nelson Mandela Walter Sisulu Clinic. Hey, they just had to add more.
Yeah, just like
Liver tumble.
a mixed up of things that they, yeah, and also the Walter Sisulu thing go to town and things.
Yes, the Walter Sisulu Square.
Yes,
That we talk about
it
with
just
people.
covers that, part of political monuments that
Absolutely.
our viewers need to go and check this. I don't want just to people like we just highlighting these places,
But then we trust that you will go out there, guys.
Yeah,
and research and visit those places because it is important
let's
for our
stop,
economy as well.
I think let's stop this thing of saying that we go on history when it's like June 16.
Yep.
And the thing, whole culture's changed because places like, I'm sorry to touch on this, but I think you had it a bit earlier on.
Yeah.
I mean, a bit later on, but places like Bo Hector Peterson Museum, like,
yeah,
those are things that, okay, I see now that schools do have excursions there, where they take, the young kids there, but man, sometimes, it's not really 100% in terms of, the learning that these kids receive, the teachings that these kids receive.
Because if we don't take our history into our own hands, if we're not going to document our history and learn about it, then it's going to be easily distorted.
100%.
So it is very important for us to empower ourselves and to visit those sites so that we can actually have a good, reference of what our history is all about.
And be proud
Because
of it
otherwise,
too.
it's going to be distorted.
And to be
And
proud
we're
of
not
it
able
too.
to recover.
Like that's something else, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah. So people must visit those sites. Cliptown must be your friend, guys.
Yeah.
So they want us to talk about Ndrumlangeni. Ndrumlangeni, like Winnie Mandela, Nadula Dako Dube, and then Lena up until Ahlokafal. Is one of the Rivonia trialists who was remaining, and unfortunately, he died. May his soul rest in peace. Lena Naploma Dako Dube.
Yeah.
And we know that Dube has produced a lot of people, and we talked about that in our previous episode.
Yeah, man, and Ndrumlangeni, Iliana, what's that place? I is there a street called Ndrumlangeni?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think you are right.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm sure there is. There's always like some street which is named.
Yeah, I know a street.
Those Rivonia Chinese. Yeah.
And is there? Nah, but I might be wrong with the school. Nah, I might be wrong.
It's a school.
I might be right.
Yeah, it's a school.
Are we 100 on that?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. We'll go and find out.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, those places, man.
Yeah,
they've got rich history. They represent South Africa. In its struggle.
Yeah,
and its endeavors. And its challenges that we faced. And,
absolutely.
It tells the stories that are part of us, and history is also part of us.
Absolutely.
So.
But then one thing they were about tourism. And then when we were introducing our topic,
yeah,
we spoke about people being objects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tourism and all those kind of things. But I think if we need to go forward, you know what I mean? We need to own our stories. You need to be those people that are the guides. You need to be people that are actually owning this, agencies, this tourism, companies, so that we can tell our own story our own way. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Like
Because if the version is external, if the companies that are owned by, people that are foreign, to our struggles, then history could be distorted. And then that's why we'll speak about unethical things, like just working and just taking an image and a video of random people that are just minding their business.
True,
But if
man.
it's done by us, because we know the spirit of Ubuntu, we know how we're being socialized, so we'll be very, very, very sensitive to things like that.
Oops, sorry.
Well, I was saying research, Making.
Aish, man, you know this table, the way it's sitting, like. But
Yeah.
anyway, sorry.
So I think there is an opportunity here for people, to learn, and for people to research more, and for people to tell their stories and have. Please, guys, young people, please let's tell our stories. Let's open those, tourism, companies, those agencies. Let's get ourselves out there. You can even become an instructor,
True.
and tell the history, dude,
True.
through our own voices.
Yeah, I mean, I think, when you speak about corporations sometimes coming in, they tend to at times to, censor,
Mm,
our history.
mm,
So I believe, personally that, a nation that doesn't know its history
sure.
is clearly gonna go
It's a lost.
in a lost direction,
Yeah.
and it's
Like
very
we are.
paramount. We ask even parents out there, guys, just make sure that your kids know. I mean, there's nothing more fun than a kid not knowing. Like the other day, I was speaking to one of my nephews actually.
Yeah.
I posed a question. I was like, "Do you know what racism is?"
Yeah.
And he completely went blind, and I was
Yeah.
like, "But he's supposed to be taught these things at school."
Yeah.
You know,
And this is why we begin to talk about decolonized education.
hundred
I think
percent.
that concept is being introduced in universities, but I think schools as well. That concept of decolonized education system, it needs to be introduced so that this young children, they learn about our history, and so that history cannot repeat itself as well.
Because that's a problem, bro.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem if that were
Yeah.
to happen.
Yeah.
And obviously every country has its rich history, and I feel like South Africa is kind of like shifting away from that
Mm-hmm.
because of maybe, I don't know, technological advances.
Yeah.
Maybe people started wanting to take their kids to better schools and not actually examining the curriculum of that these schools teach. But hey, man,
Or we just simply want some people to feel good about themselves, not to feel bad. So you wanna entice them, because if you
true.
want repeating these stories, then people will start feeling some
Hey,
type of
man.
way. Maybe we're just enticing those people and sanitizing their egos so that they don't feel bad about history.
So, man, yeah.
Yeah. So then I want us to talk about, like we talked about Nansville Cemetery, right?
Yeah.
I think Nansville Cemetery was discovered. I think it was among the first ones in Soweto there
Yeah,
in
it's
the
an old
1920s.
cemetery.
But now we're gonna talk about another very, very important, cemetery, guys. But anyway, it's part of tourism.
You.
But it's
It's very morbid.
it's
It's
Evan
very morbid. But yeah.
tourism, dude. Like,
No,
yeah.
also true, man, it is.
So Avalon Cemetery just came after, Nansfield Cemetery. And then there go Avalon Cemetery, there's what we call the Heroes Egg. Ne? And then some of our notable leaders there are buried there, go Avalon Cemetery. People like Lillian Ngoyi, Helen Joseph, Tieti Mashinini, Hector Peterson, Joe Slovo, and Potfimlo. We spoke about Potfimlo in the previous episode.
And when was Chris Honey buried?
Chris Honey, I'm not sure, do they?
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We need to check that out, because I don't want to say go ever, possibly maybe go Everlon, but then I remember that Christiane na ploma da go Ekuruleni. So let's go Don Park. Na ploma go Don Park, when he died. So I'm not really sure to go ga. Yeah.
No, I know. Makes sense.
Yeah. So good from Lloyd, then I'll say my thing. So Everlon Cemetery, one of those important places as far as our history is concerned.
Yeah, and it's quite a packed cemetery right now.
I think by question, they only accept the burials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, it's quite sad, man. But I mean, yeah, Lord.
No, let's talk about something different.
Yeah.
Hector Peterson Museum.
Yeah, I did touch on that, right?
Yeah.
The only problem I have with the Hector Peterson Museum, and it's people actually, because it signifies the 1976
1976, yeah.
June 16 March, right?
Mm.
So the problem I have with that place is that, or just the history of the day. Remember, it wasn't only Hector Peterson.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only that was documented, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the problem I have.
But have you ever been inside, like the Peterson Museum, and you know what they actually teach people in this teach children, perhaps
I don't know
from the
now.
inside, maybe
That's why I say I don't know now.
that there were more students that actually died other than Hector Peterson.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
obviously what I'm saying is, the way that image,
Or the way that has been portrayed in the
yes,
media. Yeah.
it's and the the significance of the day
Mm.
for me has shifted a lot
Yeah.
because
It has been overshadowed by one person.
that day
Yeah.
it's not celebrated as like while I was growing up,
Mm.
June 16 from school, they made sure that we understood what it meant,
Mm.
you know.
The Bandana Sarafina every year, especially for ETV.
You, yeah, yeah,
Just to make
yeah,
people feel bad.
yeah. So,
And especially close to the elections as well.
but Sarafina was released later in the 90s.
Yeah.
But anyway, I get your point.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, the significance of the day has been like just pushed aside to a point that, now it's been celebrated as a day whereby people just, go out and celebrate,
Drink.
go out in parks.
Then my 80s para uniform.
Yo, I was about to say that.
My 80s people living
What the hell is that? What's
2000.
up with this concept here, uniform on
But it's always my
June
80s lima 70s. It always have to be them.
Oh, damn, man. Like, that's,
Yeah, but then do you think that Hector Peterson Museum is still in good condition? And do you think people are still visiting, that museum? And do you think that it plays a role as far as tourism in Kasi is concerned? But obviously, the important, place, important monument that tells the history of what happened during the Defiance campaign in the 1970s.
Yes, I still do think that, it still plays an important role in terms of tourism,
Mm.
but it's now more limited to, like foreign tourists.
Yeah,
Yeah, not more the locals,
so the
as I would
local
say.
don't visit.
The locals, I would say right now, as I said, I feel like it's more schools, like primary schools doing excursions there.
Mm.
That's where I feel like that's the local market that,
Yeah.
kind of, embodies, what they trying to teach about that place
Mm.
and that day in itself,
Mm.
the history behind it.
Yeah.
But to answer that, it's more about, like now
Mm.
the condition. I don't know, man.
Fairly,
I haven't
I mean,
been there in a
compared to
while.
others, like obviously we pass there all the time. From the outside, it still looks good.
Yeah,
I
from
haven't
the
walked
outside,
there.
it does
It
look
looks
good. I wouldn't lie. I
good.
wouldn't lie.
It looks like
Even I
it's
like
well
how
maintained.
they even like just put everything
The
there.
artifacts, the
Artifacts,
stalls outside.
the writings.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you.
And it also speaks to the culture of South Africa.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, the
yeah.
essence of what South Africa is all about. Yeah, and to an extent whereby people, I read, because when I was doing research, that other, authors, you know what I mean, other
Yeah.
scholars, they believe that if you want to get the true essence of what South Africa is all about, you need to visit the townships.
Dude, I mean, 100%, but also, it's also a 50-50 gap,
Yeah.
there. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mostly likely that if you want to get, the essence of, tourism and
The true
history.
reflection of what South Africa is all about.
Yes, because
Ako Soweto, Papa.
even today, yeah.
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 So Tebo, let's talk about Regina Mundi Catholic Church.
Yeah, Muntu Catholic Church.
Yeah.
I
A very, very.
I remember going there. Yeah, I think I was still young.
You're still young.
Not as young as I was.
Younger.
Not you telling. Don't go there to that thing, Yaka, where you telling me about Carol Power and 4 years clash.
Hey, people they came for you there.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do remember going there while I was still young, and
Hey, Mara, when I was still young. Anyway.
no, like I mean, like primary school, like
Yeah.
that's come on,
So
bro.
now you are a father, so.
I was still a child. Yeah, I'm a father.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I remember going there, and I remember just experiencing, just seeing pictures there. I think even Tabo Lilian Goyi, they're there, and Libo, what's this? I think about Tore Tinyembe.
Okay, yeah.
I think those are the images that I, kind of like saw while I was there,
Yeah.
Korechina Muntu, and it was quite, because I was still young, because I didn't quite understand
Yeah.
as to, the history of of the church itself,
Yeah,
but yeah, I do remember that,
yeah,
man. But
yeah,
I'm sure like you can give our viewers just a bit of,
yeah.
you know, background as to why
So yeah,
it's such a monument,
it is.
really there,
Yeah.
because
So the most important thing about this church is that it forms part of the rich history of Soweto, and it's
hmm
the largest Catholic church in South Africa, able
yeah,
to seat 2,000 people with standing room for 5,000.
for
So most
real.
importantly, during the apartheid era, the Regina Mundi Church opened its doors to anti-apartheid groups and provided shelter to anti-apartheid activists.
Mm.
So again, something which people might find interesting is that the church has played a role in the struggle for freedom and is one of the historic tourist attractions in South Africa. Listen to this. During the 1976 student uprising in Soweto, many protesting students fled to Regina Mundi to escape the police bullets and tear gas.
Yeah,
So it was one of those places that
I
the
guess.
activists, the
So does
students.
it have a link with that school? It's called Maurice Isaacson.
Yeah, I think they do have schools with a lot of schools because remember even during the 1976 and leading up, to that, it was just a lot of schools. It was not only
Yeah, yeah.
it was not only the Maurice Isaacson schools, but there were other schools as well. Yeah,
Okay. No, I was just asking between the interlink between the two
yeah,
because
yeah.
I see it's not far from where the school is, right?
Yes.
And last time I passed there, I saw like the kids from the school, they're
Mm,
going into the church, like in a line. So I didn't
yeah,
understand what it was
yeah.
in particular. So I'm just like thought, or maybe there was some sort of like interlink
Mm.
between the two. So
No, there's definitely like a link,
yeah,
because it used to be like a church that accommodated a lot of anti-apartheid activists. As we put it there, and contrary to popular belief, the movement that 1976, movement uprising, actually started at Naledi High,
Naledi
Naledi,
High.
not necessarily go Maurice Isaacson. Started at Naledi High. It was organized by the leaders of that time, like Butiti Mashinini. So most of them died, but some, are still alive to tell the story.
Yeah, man, that's
Yeah,
quite interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, so guys, I know the people who attend church at Regina Mundi,
yes.
you probably would want to share a bit of light in terms of how your, church,
Mm.
has so much history and just I'd suggest other people to go. If you're someone who usually or a spiritual person,
Yeah,
not particularly to say, but obviously because it's a church
yeah.
and you usually visit churches,
You are religious and spiritual.
I suggest that you go visit the church,
Yeah.
check out the history of it.
Mm.
It's got, beautiful place there in Soweto, Rockville,
Yep. Towards a
like
park.
towards a park,
Yeah.
which
So
also,
if you wanna relax and go to a park, then towards a park it's right
yeah,
there.
guys,
Yeah.
I suggest you go visit the church, and you learn a lot.
Yeah. So Tebo, now I want to speak about the Oppenheimer Gardens.
Oppenheimer Gardens.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
let's share it. Oppenheimer Gardens, guys, is when our podcast starts,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
there's that tower
Yeah.
that we have there.
Yeah.
And some of the images like that we have, like that one of the elephant,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
fighting. It's
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
park that
It's the
we
Credo Mutua Cultural Village
yeah.
because it's inside as well.
Yeah, so that's the park we were discussing now. I think
Yeah.
yeah.
So the Oppenheimer Park is essentially a city park, and it contains both the Oppenheimer Tower and the Credo Mutua Cultural Village.
Uh-huh.
And I think it is situated, between Jablani and Central Western Jabal, and it's also close, to Jablani Hostel.
Yeah, because I didn't know about that park honestly until the
Yeah,
day you took us there.
yeah,
Obviously, I had the camera and
yeah,
you were looking for inspiration and you took us there. But yeah, I do remember you
yeah,
just
yeah. I know, dude. I was just worried about the safety too.
yeah,
Like,
you just rushing for us to get in there, or rushing for us to go out of there. So
yeah,
yeah, I guess it makes sense. I mean,
yeah,
it's quite a secluded park
yep.
in terms of like it's so quiet.
And so many people didn't know about it.
Eh,
Probably people just
eh,
part there, without knowing about this.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah, I guess that gave to me like that. Why are you like so like we're so anxious of just
yeah,
getting out of there
yeah.
because
It is so quiet. It is close to Jablani Hostel. I'm not saying that Jablani Hostel, guys, it is dangerous, of which it is anyway.
yeah,
But I'm just saying that
flies
that place is
everywhere.
actually sitting at a very awkward, place, and it doesn't look like they've got like security or anything. So you're just there on your own.
Yeah, it is quite dangerous.
Yeah. But I know that many people are familiar with the Credo Mutwa, village, that side,
Yeah,
because they've
would
got
you
sculptures there. mythical, object going on there about spirituality. I mean, we all know about Credo Motor, so you can check it out. It's called Oppenheimer Gardens. But do you know why they call it the Oppenheimer Gardens?
Yeah, I think you when we went there, you did shed a bit of light.
Yeah,
Because you spoke about Oppenheimer that
yeah,
he sort of like opened
yeah,
his arms and took
yeah.
what did was it like black people, right?
Yes, yeah. Well, it was black
Into
people.
refuge, I
Yeah,
think some sort of type of thing.
yeah. So
But
it
you
was,
obviously can
yeah.
explain it better
It
because
was named after the mining magnate Ernest, Oppenheimer, of the Oppenheimers. That
yeah.
the ones that they apparently sponsor all the political parties.
Yeah,
Who
man.
established the PS Diamond Mining Company as a powerful global brand. This is one of those, few, green spaces in Soweto, and is rich in flora and bird life. The park is dominated by a large tower built as a tribute to Oppenheim, obviously. You saw that.
Yeah, I
Who
did, I
helped
did.
resettle people displaced by the apartheid government in the 1950s, right?
Okay.
Because you understand, by that time in the 1950s, that's when there was forced removals. We talk about that places like, Sophia Town, and then they
Mhm.
moved them to Dube, they moved them to what is that, Meadowlands,
Midlands, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Orlando. So like there was the land was limited. The apartheid didn't build enough, people. So there was overcrowding there because of so many people that were forced or were forced, removals. So Oppenheimer is one of those guys that actually, found this place to say, hey guys, we can accommodate you here.
Yeah, man.
But there is a twist to that, right?
Being
I'm not sure if it was a genuine, help if the government has to pay you back. You
oh,
know what I mean?
okay, okay. So
Yeah.
you're not sure if the aid that they gave was because it sort of had some compensation
There was compensation
that was
because,
attached to it at a
yeah,
later stage.
yes, because it says Ernest Oppenheimer visited Orlando. He was appalled by the living conditions of township dwellers
Uh-huh.
and entered into an agreement with the city council to provide a loan to alleviate the housing backlog.
Okay.
The city council will repay the loan after a period of 30 years.
Damn. Yeah, I do understand what you
Then
say.
payment, of course, doesn't just come like it comes with a bit of something added on top, dude.
Interests,
There's interest there. So,
a bit of, what
it's almost like a business transaction.
it was when you think about it and put it in that
It's
way.
like it's a good
Because
investment.
anyway, if I have to be compensated for what I did, then it kind of is like, and especially when you speak about a long,
It
like
questions the
30 years, that's
intentions.
3 decades is quite a long
It's
time,
a long
honestly.
time, yeah.
Yeah, I guess, man,
Yeah, but yeah, of historical importance and significance. Please, guys, if you go to Soweto, please ensure that you visit that place. And also, a lot of people that are from Soweto actually they don't even know about it. So we're putting it out there. Go and research and find out about it. Go and go there and let's promote township tourism.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that was the last of our political monuments, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was.
It was.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. Because
Guys,
we have divided this segment into three.
into three
Yeah,
years.
it's the politics, is the commercial, and the sports tourism.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I
yeah,
want us to dive into the commercial part of it.
yeah,
And when you talk about commercial tourism, we're talking about places of entertainment,
yeah,
we're talking about places of leisure,
yeah.
we're talking about places of, just family and
Where you
company.
don't have to just take random pictures of people
Yeah.
standing at the gate.
Yeah. This is where people go out dressed, looking all sharp,
Yeah,
having their families, this is where people go and enjoy themselves.
yep,
Yeah, so that's what we mean when we say commercial, tourism attractions
yeah.
or industry. So,
These are
if
like businesses in Soweto whose purpose is one, to have profit, and they used our history, in order for them, to gain that.
true,
Yeah,
they in a way
yeah.
benefited or are the beneficiaries of township economy.
No, 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 they do benefit a lot. And they
100%.
were actually very smart because they saw that there is a gap. They identified the niche and then they closed, a gap. Because successful entrepreneurs, successful businessmen, that's what they do. They look at the viability and the feasibility of the business. They search, for they differentiate themselves, they position themselves, and if there is a gap, then they close it. And that's what they did.
100%.
Yeah.
So we want to start off with we're supposed to speak about
Vilakazi Strt, the
Vilakazi
famous
Street.
street in
The
Soweto.
famous Vilakazi Street. I think
It's the
it's
only street in the world to
yeah.
have produced two Nobel Peace Prize
I was
winners.
about to go there. Being Nelson Mandela and uh, Bishop Desmond Tutu.
Like, why do people, when they visit there, it always has to be like the Mandela House, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Very few people they visit Desmond Tutu. Mara, why later so?
No, I think it's because of the marketing that has been pushed in
But
terms
one
of.
thing that I've noticed though is that most of the people that actually visit the Desmond Tutu house
Mm-hmm.
are the tourists, from outside of our country.
100%. That's
You know what I
that's
mean?
what I
That's one
said
thing that I've
earlier
noticed.
on
Yeah.
when I said when you look at the industry of tourism and when you look at the people who are actually like consumers of it, or say or people who are attracted to tourism the most, or the market that's actually there for, it's mostly foreign.
Yeah, no, it
you know.
is.
And then when I say about locals, it's that now it's primary school kids when they have excursions there. That's the but to have a random person, or when was the last time you had someone who said, "Nah, I'm going to visit somewhere like the places we've just mentioned."
We don't, because we assume that since we stay there, we already know.
We already
about it.
know, and we know
what it means.
nothing about
Yeah,
it.
but most of the time we find that there is a lot that we don't know, that we just need to, and find out more about it. You know what I mean? And then let's speak about this place, Dago Tubera.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years you took me there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was during COVID
it
time.
was during COVID.
Yeah. I remember you took me there.
Yeah, it
I
was
also, I've always heard of the place, but
yeah,
actually going there, it got Dube, right?
Ego Tube, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we went there, we met that it was
The
was that
owner.
that was the owner, that old
Yeah,
man, right?
Wandi, yeah. It's a nice person.
And I remember
My
getting in there,
first time, yeah.
and for me it was so mind blowing because of when I looked at
The wall.
the wall
Yeah.
and
The wall of
the
fame.
gallery that was there,
Yeah.
man. I mean, like famous people around the world were there.
But I must say, it's a shadow of its former self. It used to be big there in the 1980s and the 1990s.
I guess that's the sad
But
part
that's
of it.
but that's our business, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
That's how business works.
the history in that place, it's also significant.
Mm,
It's vast
mhm.
because also what I saw there, I saw bills from, bill notes from different like countries,
Yeah.
outside of Africa.
Yep.
So
Both Mike Tyson, they've been there.
you see,
Vanda, Holyfield, the late boxing, heavyweights, both Mike Tyson's, they've been there. So many people, including heads of states, by the way.
I've seen, man. That's what I'm saying. Like when you get inside that place,
Yeah.
that's where you realize the history and the richness of it. But as you say, you think that now the standards have quite dropped,
Yeah.
which is sad.
Because of competition, because of places like Vilakazi Street. And then what is important, again, as a business person, you need to be able to adopt to new trends. You know what I mean? I think he still has an opportunity. I think because of the historical significance of that, restaurant, because indeed it is the first, restaurant in Soweto, possibly, that offered the best African cuisine. You know what I mean? And it was established in 1981. So, but I think, through the establishment of Vilakazi Street, those restaurants, he could not, live up, or he could not.
Yeah, like places like Bosa Coombs, he started making.
Kumzi restaurant, they started to making.
What's that? Boboli Chaba.
Absolutely.
They started making. Obviously, these are young guys,
Yeah.
coming into the market.
And they're close to these museums.
Yeah. So I think if that would change for him, maybe we'd get the place to where it's supposed to
Quincy Jones
be.
was once there.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
It's reaching
Jesse
history. Dog.
Jackson.
Like the pictures there, like
Richard Branson.
what?
Yeah.
Richard Branson.
Yep.
Oh, you see?
Yeah, there is a
dope.
picture of him there. I think he also launched one of his products. I don't know if it's a perfume or whatever, but in the early 1990s, I think he once,
That's
launched
dope, man.
one of his businesses there.
That's super dope.
So guys, please check out Wandi's, place there. Go to it's a beautiful place. If you're not interested in the food, at least be interested in the history.
Yeah, because it carries a lot of history,
Yeah.
But moving on, what else we're supposed to talk about?
The Soweto Theatre.
The Soweto Theatre.
It's fairly new.
Fairly new?
Yeah. State of
100%.
the art.
Yeah, man. I once went there.
No, Chunanda.
Nah, I was late in the evening.
No
so
Valma.
I was with my friend, of course.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't get in. But I feel like I've seen like a lot of shows that are being hosted there,
Yeah.
from the banners and stuff.
Mm.
I don't know what the initial idea was. I think
To bring
probably
theaters that,
to bring
state
theater
of the art
plays.
theaters close to the people.
Yeah.
Because most of the time people went to Market Theater, Joburg Theater, and there was
By the way,
nothing, go locally.
guys, also when our show starts, we do have pictures
Yeah,
of
of
certain
theater.
theaters.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you're familiar with seeing that. So yeah, those are one of the monuments. That's another that I think guys, we need to uplift it.
Mm.
As we say, it's fairly new.
Yeah.
We can still create history there.
Absolutely.
And
And it's
just
beautiful, man.
it
It
is,
really is
like,
beautiful.
yeah, it's proper. I'm
Yeah.
just not sure about the capacity of
I'm not sure
take.
about the capacity, but I know they've got brilliant, shows.
Yeah, man.
It actually even looks nicer inside. And you know who's the manager of Soweto Theatre?
No.
I'm not sure if it's still the same person.
Yeah.
Is Tanusa Mazai's sister,
Ntsiki Mazwai.
not Ntsiki,
Which one?
the younger one. I forgot her name, man. How can I forget? She sings as well. You know that song, yeah, Play Coffee Travel. I'm a traveler.
Yeah.
No, Samazwai.
Yeah.
She's the general manager there. I'm
But you
not
don't know
sure, but yeah, Nomsamazwai. So Nomsamazwai is actually at the helm of that.
Yeah.
And you know, Nomsamazwai, she's educated. I think she has like a master's, in economics or something. It's very, very educated, very talented. Clearly, that Mazwai family is very talented, all of them.
Yeah, guys. So check out those shows at Soweto Theatre, guys.
Yeah.
Brilliant talent. You find proper thespians there. Like
Yes.
I suggest that you go watch a show.
Yeah.
Take your
And
family
it's
there,
also close to Jablani Mall.
which is convenient.
Yeah. So they've got restaurants there. Jablani Heights is there. So it's a very, very, very beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not only the things that I found there, Kosovo. There are other things, of course. I don't know how many people know that Letambulu's house has been turned, into a heritage site.
Yeah.
It's there, go Orlando East.
So is it commercially like making, capital like?
But if it has been turned, into a heritage site, so clearly there are people that are visiting there. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if it's been viable, but I think it's a good idea.
So it's just mainly for like people going,
Yeah.
getting in touch with the history.
Yeah, because she's one of those people that we are proud of. Pasango Soweto. She's an international superstar, man.
Yeah.
She spends so much, of her time, overseas promoting South African music. And, she's one of those artists that has actually worked like Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, and she made a name for herself, globally in the US, where it's very competitive, especially during that time. So now we do have like one of her homes where she grew up from, Orlando East, being turned into a heritage site. So please, you might want to visit that place, Orlando East.
100%. Another place, guys, and I think that is like right now it's probably like maybe one of the biggest, tourist attractions, but also even the locals go there.
Yeah.
It's the Soweto Towers at Power Park.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That place, previously before it became, Power Park, by the dam there, I think during the apartheid regime,
Yeah.
it was a power supply.
Yeah.
In terms of electricity.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the year.
Around Soweto.
Yeah. So I'm not sure when it's where I think, remember that tragic story of, I think, those guys that, Banyaup, and then they went there and
Yes,
the
I
building
remember.
fell because
Yes.
that was it.
Because it was abandoned now. It was not longer.
Yeah, it was.
waiting after the 1994
So
election and so many things changing.
it's a nice place, guys, to go there for leisure. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's
Bungee jumping.
adrenaline junkies they out there. You can go. I also want to do bungee jumping.
I want to do it as well. I'm afraid of heights though, but I want to do it. Like really, I want to do it.
For real,
Yeah, I think like let's go and do it.
I commend you, man.
Yeah,
I
let's go and do it,
commend
like
you.
really. I really want to go there and do that thing. And there's restaurants there, as well, dude. So if you're not afraid of heights, but one thing, that is so famous about that place is those towers themselves.
Yeah.
Because those images you see them everywhere in the media,
But they've
television. Whether it's a movie, whether it's a local drama, you'll
like
find those
even
images.
in photography, like.
Yeah, then you already know that is Soweto.
But I think they've changed over the years because I think the first one,
Mm.
going back, I think it had Nelson Mandela on it.
Yeah.
I think it was still that I'm not sure if that Vodacom bluish sign.
Yes, yes,
By
yes.
the way, too,
Yeah.
we do have those images on our podcast.
No, we do. We don't play.
So you see, guys,
Yeah.
it's always there.
Yakabang.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Yakabang.
It sounds weird, but
Yeah.
but it's
But anyway, I'm an African, my guy.
yeah, 100%.
So it's not only that power pack that you're referring to.
Yeah,
right?
I just want to mention
Yeah.
activities that are there.
Yeah.
There's also that place, that bar and restaurant,
Yep.
Chokozi.
Yeah.
There's also cod biking there.
Hey, Chaf Posi used to be very, very, very famous during
You
its
know.
heydays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now it's exclusive.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
For a
now.
reason. Remember when you
Yeah,
went there
they're trying to differentiate themselves and they're trying to, cater for a different market,
and
which
not
is
lose
the
their
tourist.
identity
Yes,
at the
but
same
at the same
time.
time not lose their identity. So yeah, 100% correct.
So guys, yeah, check it out, guys. Yeah, as he said, we need to go do bungee jumping.
Yo, I don't know if Sydney will be able to do that.
Nah, this one.
Sydney,
Nah,
talk on but the high jumping there.
see,
Dude, like also, Soweto is a home to probably the largest, public hospital in Africa, Baragwanath.
yeah, man. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Not probably, it is the
Yeah.
largest hospital in
And
Africa.
talking about Baragwanath, some of the leaders that we've been profiling, in our topic for today,
Mm.
they've actually worked there, like Charlotte Mateke, Winnie Mandela.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were working there at Baragwanath Hospital. So many, of the important people, notable people, within Castellana, within the country, dude, they've worked at Baragwanath. They've been trained to go Baragwanath Hospital.
Yeah, plus it also possesses a lot of medical specialists, which is
Yeah,
something that I love about it.
yeah.
Because you also get, people that are from private hospitals,
They get transferred
they
there
get
because they
transferred.
know that they've got the best.
Sometimes it just renders your medical aid, null and void.
No, it does certainly because
Yeah.
sometimes people they do get transferred.
But I
to
think now people are
private
starting to be
hospital.
smart about it.
They go there straight.
Yeah, they're just like, nah, take me to Bara,
Yeah. Let me tell you about something about why I love Bara. I've got a love-hate relationship with Bara because of personal reasons.
Mhm.
But then the love part of it is that growing up when I was a teenager, I was scared. I used to have a problem with my acne, with my skin, right?
Okay.
My skin was so terrible. But people that know me from high school, they'll tell you that. And then I went to Bara to a specialist. You know what I mean?
Dermatology.
A dermatologist, dude, and like they did wonders, dude. They did wonders. So that's why like it's one of those, stories, that I share that means a lot, to me.
But I remember one time when you're driving and you're speaking about Bara and you're like, I remember when I was still young.
Yeah,
And, and people said,
yeah.
you went to Bara.
How's our food?
Yeah, and people were like scared. Like, oh, you went to Bara.
Yeah.
Oh, that means it's never
Dude,
coming back. Do you
literally,
still think that you still feel the same way?
literally when I was young, batswadi ba rona, bo auntie ba rona, bo mangwane ba rona, if they heard that somebody who can go bar, then they just started crying already
Yeah.
because they thought, "Hi, look, bar sa khula."
Damn.
And that thing was very popular.
I hope it
Um,
changed.
I think the perception has changed because I mean, look at it. People are still going go bar anywhere.
Yeah, I said like it's
Yeah.
of the specialties that they
Yeah.
produce. Yeah.
Yeah. So Molo, you mentioned ako poti atlenera.
It's that one that what's that show?
Isibai.
Yeah, that they used.
Yeah, for their productions. It's one of their main houses. It's a beautiful place. It's a mansion, and also we've once profiled
Yeah,
Good Fumlo
yeah,
on
that's
episode
second
2.
episode 2.
So you can go out and find out about Good Fumlo. Otherwise, you can just research it.
Yeah, 100%.
But we advise you to watch our show because we did a good damn job.
Yeah,
profiling him.
that show is dope, guys. That show is dope.
Bafuken Corn, which is close to Kasiao.
Why? I don't know, but I don't know much about Bafokeng Corner, man.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a great place.
We were there like 3 weeks ago.
I know, and I told you
Beautiful
like
place.
it's too clingy, like it's too clustered for my liking.
Okay.
But obviously it's
Yeah, but I mean,
it
why
does have a
would you
market.
expect a place which is dispersed in the township?
Yeah, man.
Honestly, most of them are clustered because we don't have land, dude. Like,
Yeah,
only Mapoda could afford like big land like that. The other guys we can't, dude.
no, I mean everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not a great place. I mean, people
Yeah.
go there, so
But
I guess
it's clean. It's beautiful. The atmosphere it's very nice. The food,
the food is actually nice.
the food, but the service as well.
Yeah.
Very quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love. They were very quick. And by the way, Lidi Kota Sabona di mnati, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would advise, anyone if go Soweto and you are tired of Vilakazi Street, that you want proper service, you want the culture, please go to Bafika Corner, go period.
100%.
Yeah.
Now let's move into, excuse me. Let's move to our sports,
Yeah.
industries, which I think the one that I want to touch on first is because of the I think the significance that it has in terms of sports,
Yep.
especially with teams that we know are from Soweto,
Yep.
which is obviously Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates.
Yep.
And I want to touch on Orlando Stadium as being like the it was previously was like the home ground of Orlando Pirates.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it was formed there.
Yeah. So
But obviously, I don't think that time Nelly Stadium, Nelly Ground, probably.
right.
Yeah. And then later on, it became a stadium.
Yeah, because because I think it was
Nelly Golipoto.
it was refurbished
Yeah.
recently. Was it
Recently, but even before
after the World Cup? I'm
Yeah.
not sure, somewhere there.
before that, yeah.
Yeah, and I know it to host. It hosted the first rugby
Yeah.
match in Soweto,
Yes, they
which
did.
was fantastic. I
Yeah.
don't remember it was the Bulls or the Sharks. I don't know the
Yeah.
teams, but
Yeah.
it clearly shows that
They've got potential.
yes,
Yeah.
and a lot of concerts have been done there.
Yeah.
I remember Robert Kelly,
Yeah.
being
So,
there.
yeah. The services of our heroes, our stalwarts that have passed on, they've taken place there. Even Casper once filled up Orlando Stadium. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah,
What?
nothing.
Okay. But then before you went to the sports, tourism, I wanted us to touch very briefly that we do have beautiful parks, Kosovo. In case you are that type of a person, or the park, we've got Dorothy Nyambe Park, we've got Mufolo Park, and then earlier on we spoke about Togoza Park.
Yeah, but
If you are that type of a person,
I think some of them, the maintenance, like it's just it's a bit
yeah.
not up to standard.
But Togoza Park is still good, right?
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
service, like the maintenance of the park, I think maybe looking 10 years ago, yes,
Yeah.
towards the park, I would put it there.
Yeah, but you think the maintenance,
Yeah, now it's not subsiding in a
but
way.
it's the story of South Africa with many other things. It can be
We need to
symmetry,
look at that. We need to look at that.
so clearly we are not maintaining.
It's a very dangerous thing. Hey, my brother,
Yeah.
we should probably try to wrap it up because today we're outside and it's getting a bit dark.
Yeah. So we've got Africa's biggest soccer derby, Pirates and Chiefs, and as you rightfully say that Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs are Soweto teams.
Yep.
And the biggest derby in Africa, guys, don't tell me about Al Ahly, Casablanca. It's Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, because even outside of Africa,
but
they know that.
Kasi tourism, dude. I don't know of any place within Soweto, that speaks about the history of Orlando Pirates or Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
I know if you want to find out about the foundations, of Kaizer Chiefs, you need to visit that which is the Kaizer Chiefs village. That's where you will get their history and whatever. But the China is close to Soweto, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I think the officer Pirates City go Parktown, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure if they've moved. But I'm not really sure about how they've archived, their history, and now they're telling their history. You can visit, their website. But I'm not sure if there's anything, also way to do it. I would imagine that since we've got two teams, which are the best teams in Africa, the biggest team, I would imagine that Mobile's one thing, they would have something, but it doesn't look like we do.
Yeah, man.
No museum, no nothing.
I think it's something that they need to look at in terms of them wanting to, paint the stamp as the biggest teams, to come out of Soweto because their history is quite.
It's massive, dude.
You understand?
It's massive because Bo Kazam Taung used to play for Orlando Pirates. He was born in Kopefeni, Jomoso, and then we know that Kazam Taung played for Atlanta Chiefs overseas, Lebopele,
Yeah.
came back and formed Kaizer Chiefs. So beautiful history there. Then Arthur Ashe Tennis Center.
It's where Konje.
I think it's there go Rockville in Morocco.
Isn't that okay?
Yeah, it's Arthur Ashe. Yeah, that.
Oh yeah. I do remember.
That's tennis center.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. And it looks like it's well maintained.
It is, yeah. That one. Yeah,
It's because a lot of people about tennis.
Yeah, but it's funny. Yeah, I know a lot of people that are not interested in tennis, and
But maybe they should because that's a very beautiful place there.
No, it's a nice.
And-
Besides, tennis is a beautiful sport
Yeah.
too. it's quite interesting. I love
Okay, but I think the last one, this is your favorite, dude. I think
Mhm.
we'll say more about this. Nike Shapa Soweto Training Center.
Yeah,
It used to be soccer only, but then now I think they're looking at other sporting codes as well.
yeah, they're covering a lot, like in terms of giving the youth different sporting genres, because there's now skateboarding there. There's also basketball.
Yeah,
There's also an indoor gym there.
yeah.
There's music, dance.
Music, really?
Yeah, yeah,
That's dope.
yeah. Jamani, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he does choreography there.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and like they do have like those Fafa sites,
Yeah,
I think. And of course, I think Nike has
has done a
privatized,
good job
yeah,
there.
and privatized it, but also giving like the community access to it
Yeah,
because now no one can just access. You gotta have,
yeah,
a card, access card
yeah.
and there's also security now, so
Beautiful.
yeah, the pictures are quite nice,
State of
beautiful.
the art, building. And then previously it used to be called Simba Stadium.
Yes,
It is situated there, Kopinville, Soweto, but then now it's called
yeah, I think
Nike
the
Kappa Soweto.
parade,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sprayed. Yeah,
yeah. So guys, I'm sure a lot of soccer fanatics know about that,
yeah,
because I think tournaments such as Discovery used to play there.
yeah,
So yeah, like that's
yeah.
yeah, a lot of people know about that, man.
So clearly that we can take our tourism to the next level
100%.
because there is history, there's beautiful, places, the state of the art buildings. So it's just upon us, to take a stand and lead and, have those companies and invest more and learn more about our heritage. Because at the end of the day, this is our narrative.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, we must not wait for people to tell us about our narrative, guys. So let's push.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. By the way, we are recording today live.
Yep.
We at
Leluku.
Liloko
Yeah.
Estate.
Leluku Lifestyle Estate.
Yeah,
Ako Hartepie. So shout out to Lulu. It's a
RTPS.
very beautiful place, by the way.
Beautiful place. You can
Yeah.
see, guys. Now it's just that it's getting dark. But
Yeah, and it's a beautiful place.
we would love. Can
Yeah.
come
They've
have
got
a
beautiful views, like as well. The mountains, dude. Like,
No, no, it's
it
fine.
looks so dope. Yeah.
I think we'll do just a small like 360 of the place.
Yeah.
And we'll show it when we close, right?
Yeah.
So guys, once again, guys, like we always say, you're trying to educate, inform,
Yeah.
and you try to be as raw and authentic as we can.
Absolutely.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. Thank you for the love and support that you keep on showing
Mhm.
every week. We see you. We love just like engaging with you guys.
Yeah.
You see, like
and
we're
we
trying to
love-
grow as a
Yeah.
podcast, and trying to grow our content as well. So from my side, shout out to everybody who's a classified culture a podcast supporter.
Yep.
You wanted to say?
Shout out to Sydney. Shout out to Sai that are working, behind the scenes. And then we're encouraging everyone to go out there and subscribe. Like we said in our intro, this is expensive, content. We really do, take research,
Yeah.
into consideration, and we work hard to ensure that we bring you a quality show. So thank you very much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, engage with us, and tell other people, your ex-girlfriends, guys. Please tell them that classified culture is here and we're here
Hit
to
that
stay.
subscribe button, guys.
Yeah.
Hit that like button, guys. It does us a lot of good, guys.
From us, it's a wrap. Until next week.
Yeah, always.